And
This is your daily dose of dopamine. And I'm Susan, and that's Robert.
hey,
Hey.
I'm thinking about the power of connection today as a thing. And look, here comes Francesca. Hi, Francesca. Sorry. Nope. She's saying no. Come here. Show me. It's okay. Sorry. It's all right. She's showing me this lovely
Oh
picture.
my
She is drawing.
goodness.
You want to
Oh
say hi
my
real quick?
goodness. Hi, sweetie. She's
Francesca,
beautiful, and that is
this is
beautiful.
lovely. Francesca makes
Yeah.
these drawings on a daily basis. And who's this
Oh my
character?
goodness.
That's Rapunzel. Her dress was long before, but I turned it into legs.
I love it. I love it. Very, very good use of colors, and her eyes are really spectacular. And
Amazing.
nice
Yes.
job,
Yes.
hon.
Thank you.
Eyes pull you right in.
There
Well,
you
speaking
go.
of connection, there's a lovely father-daughter connection.
Yeah, yeah.
Really,
Well,
truly. I mean, she's proud of her work. She wants to share it. She's okay if you share it with me on the national audience here.
for sure. And I mean, the neat thing about that, about being a parent is that connection. She has she's birthday 3 days after mine, and aging, one of those things about aging is, birthdays become, different feelings. For me, there's not that I feel bad about them, but they're not as exciting as when I was a kid, right? A kid, I mean, you go nuts for your birthday, and I certainly did. And I'm very grateful to my parents for, they made birthdays very special.
Mine too. That's cool.
Yeah. So, the idea of getting to share that with her, that's been kind of a passing of the torch type thing. It's like,
Mm.
let's make your birthday super special. We are doing something fun for mine too. But it's there's I think the thing I run into at the end of my birthday, it's almost like that great definition of foreboding joy. Remember
Yes, yes.
that Brene Brown definition that, it's hard to experience the fullness of it because it's going to end. And my son gets the same way. He gets very sad at the end of like either birthdays or holidays and things like that. And I remember that heavily from when I was a kid, that like instead of being able to fully be present, sometimes going into it and certainly coming out of it, there was this special thing is going away, right? Which is preventative to being present in the thing while it's happening. So,
And presence is not a concept that was probably in anybody's vocabulary when you were growing up. It's very much in the current, even your kids' age, people probably have a concept of what that means. So maybe having more direct conversation about presence would um, help maybe even circumvent that sadness, and maybe for you too,
yeah,
just to think
I
about
don't, I don't know, because that to me, as much as the powerful conversation works in ways like that, that to me seems like an action-based thing to me. That it's kind of like when we do when we do yes and exercise. And you heard me today, we were, getting conversational, and I want some conversation, but I want not too much, because the experience happens in the experience. It's in the play. And then we can lightly touch on the conversation, about it. So it's the same with the experience of the day. The thing is, if I've done my work in this sense of setting up a day that sounds like fun, that I can get lost in, that I can
yes,
experience some
yes, yes,
flow,
yes.
then it's all good. It's the mostly the fear or anxiety or regret of not doing something special with, more than the actual ending of that'll be there and that'll be there. I don't think I'm not worried about that being a part of it.
Well, I was initially I was thinking about your children because they're young, that this would be a conversation that would be beneficial across the board. But then in the middle of saying that, I was like, well, your birthday comes first. And then I shifted to you, but I get what you're saying, Robert, because it becomes like a goal if you do what I said. And yeah, I was really talking about a consciousness shift or
It's
elevation.
not bad what you're suggesting. I want to be clear that I'm not negating it. I'm just saying that I'm careful about the balance, because I think, I mean, I had this great conversation with our friend Destin today. I think we get into more problems trying to process via thought as opposed to experience and being going, that's what it is. I don't need to define it any more than that. The experience defined itself. And frankly, if I want to experience more of it, then I need to allow for more of it, or, create more space for it, type of thing. And I want, goal wise, life wise, I want to be more in experience. I want the world to look more like a Yaks class feels like,
Mhm.
right? I want to be experientially connected. I
That's
want to
exactly what
be,
I was talking about. Yeah.
yeah. And that's where sometimes it's the, the dissecting the frog thing, in order to
Well,
understand.
I might be at risk of dissecting the frog here, but I got another question. How is it that you're thinking about that downturn now? Is it because that's happened in other years, and
Of course. Yeah.
so that means it's like a memory. It's just something in there that's programming your thinking ahead of time.
Well, and I think there's also, there's something about feeling special for a period of time, of people saying yes and to you
Yeah,
on a broader
sure.
level. I mean, it's, I mean, how societally large is that feeling that people really try to, did you ever see that movie, Yes Day?
No.
There was a movie called Yes Day with Jennifer Garner and I forget who her counterpart was, but these two parents who made an agreement with their kids, they had to say yes to whatever their kids offered. And I mean, they threw out some crazy stuff, but the whole day was because, they felt this lack of connection, or that they were being seen as ogres or whatever, was to show them that they had the capability of saying yes to all that. And it was a fun family type of movie. Birthdays can feel like that in a maybe not, quite larger scale as you put forward, but on a larger level, the things maybe you've been waiting for or holding back from or whatever. To me, it's not as much about other people as it is about myself. I say no to myself in a lot of ways because of, needing to feeling the pressure of a lot of different things, right? And needing to stay on board, and constantly fearing, I was again talking about this with Dustin today, that I'm going to be missing something. I'm constantly fearing I've forgotten, or I haven't left enough time, or I've missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
And
You're
part of
called
that's
upon
just
to be the
being,
grown up.
what's that?
You're called upon to be the grown up, and it's your birthday. Darn it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like you don't want to have to be the heavy or make the decisions or
yeah. Well, and
solve that
so from
problem.
a communication standpoint, where that goes, where I help is by being very clear, and I, in some years I haven't been. And I think, Anna Maria's called me rightly, my wife, on that, to say, you have to say what you want to do. You can't be disappointed after the fact if you didn't state clearly what you
Yeah.
wanted. You got to make some choices. And that means, saying yes to this means saying no to these other three things, which also could have been fun. Or not trying to, fit 17 into one where none of them fit that great because you try to do them all. It's
No.
like, you
Yeah.
know, that question of enough is a question of a lifetime for me. What's enough? Where you don't have regrets and you truly get to enjoy the thing you did. And you can be, once again, fully focused and present in that thing. And that's why going to the beach, which is what I'm doing,
Yeah. Mhm.
it takes care of itself.
Oh, actually, yeah, because you can have alone time when you're out there in the water. You can be out there with whoever you want to be out there with. There's a lot of variation.
It's physical, it's bigger than me, it's magically alive. It's unfortunately rare in my life right now from an exposure standpoint.
Everything is.
Yeah,
Your life is,
yeah.
it's huge. You have so many things, but one of them is taking front and center all the time.
Well, and the other thing is, I know, because of how much, again, the kids thing means to me, my birthday is better when A, of course, they're with me, but B, they're having a good time with me. And the beach is a place that takes care of that. Again,
Yeah.
you I don't want to speak broadly for people who don't like the beach, but generally speaking, you go to the beach and you get it. You start building sandcastles, you run in and out of the water, you look at the cool seashells, you dive in, you swim, you ride a wave, you whatever. I mean, it just kind of takes care of itself. And That's what I like. I like open source playgrounds like that that
Mhm.
allow for broad scale
Mhm.
play
Yes,
from multiple angles.
yes,
That's a
yes.
weird way to define a birthday, but there we go.
Well, you're a guy with a
But
lot of
great
interests, and
retraining.
yeah, it's sweet. It's yeah, and then you're going out for ice cream, probably to your favorite ice cream place in that neck of the woods.
A very dear friend of mine who knows the South Bay well is the guy who, and he's just, God, he's a great guy. He's one of those people you call when you need a good recommendation because he knows the place.
That's so cool. Love those
Oh,
people.
yeah, he's shown me the place. And you know what? The great thing is it's enough and planning still to be able to come home and have some relaxed, less structured time in the evening, you know.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
See mom and dad, bring a cake over, you know, and I decided on my cake. Sometimes that's a hard thing, but carrot cake's a great choice. So,
Oh yeah. I couldn't argue with that. Can I tell you a birthday story? When I was little, 6, 7, something like that, pretty little, my mom thought it would be really cool to hire a clown to come to our house.
yeah,
And the expression on your face tells me that you are aware that sometimes people are afraid of clowns, but that wasn't the problem that year. The clown was way more interested in one of the other little girls
oh no,
in my class who was there than the birthday girl, and I couldn't. It just felt so weird.
that's awful.
I can remember that, as I'm talking 65 years ago. I can remember that. Isn't that funny?
Well, when we talk about the value of presence, and I really can't say enough about this, and I think it's the value of what we do here. And it's certainly, again, once again, invoking our friend Dustin on that regard. We talked a lot about that today. That's, I think, when the oxytocin, dopamine things happen, is when we feel fully present with the other person in front of us, that
You
there
bet. You
is a connection. We agree this is special. We limit distractions and give ourselves fully. And that clown, literally and metaphorically, not giving you your attention on your birthday is horrific. That is the beginning of Pennywise to me.
He was a professional. What do you-
Apparently not, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Is it? I'm pretty sure I recovered.
Mhm.
Mom always did really fun birthdays for us, and then also since she's been a grown up, she's done fun things, and so I did fun things for my kids too. But if they ever experienced what you were describing, that sort of fall off, that really, is that all, or is it over? uh, I'm not specifically aware of that. What I am aware of is that they both will start their birthday early and take their birthday beyond. So maybe that is why I haven't observed or felt that it is expanding
I
on both edges.
I see value in that, and
Mhm.
because time is a man-made construct, right? And we measure it via the moon and the sun, right? That we limit the possibility as opposed to, you know, other people's schedules not fitting when the moon and the sun fell on this
Right, yeah,
Gregorian calendar
yeah,
day. And,
yeah.
for example, my parents being kind enough last week opportunistically to say, let's do your birthday, at the movie theater because we can go on this day. And it's like, we're celebrating your birthday. And we went out to dinner and went to a movie. And no, it wasn't my birthday, but it got to feel like my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I talked to you that day. I know you were jazzed and excited, and I mean,
mm,
it works. So maybe you want to add that framing, to
it's a yes and birthday.
oh, there you go.
We've got something.
We
Let's
did.
leave it on that. Yes and birthday. Thanks for the great talk.